Owen stood at the edge of the fairway, just at the edge of the tree line, squinting into a tangle of green like a man who'd lost more than his patience. Still grasping his putter and trusty mid-range, both nicked and worn down to where you couldn't tell if the logos were a brand or a bruise. The wind came sliding through the pines, whispering like it knew something he didn't. And sure enough, somewhere in that tangle of brush and shadow was his favorite driver that had given him the best throw Owen ever made just one tee earlier. Now the driver is hidden in a tangle of crap that only rabbits find appealing. It figures, he grumbles at the mess of trees, bushes, and vines blocking his way. So he put his 2 remaining discs in a small backpack and pushed his way into it. Owen is not willing to let go of an old friend without at least an effort. Now the further he pushes into the woods, the quieter things get. Not a chirp. The rustle of lizards scurrying away is also now silent. Just a heavy, watchful stillness that makes a man start listening to his own heartbeat. This goes further back than I thought. He keeps scanning the ground and pushes on. Then he saw something. A shimmer under a patch of moss and leaves, faint as if it was trying to conceal a secret. He reached down, brushed away the natural debris, and there was a flat wooden disc. Carved all over its flight plate were strange, glowing marks that resembled the patterns he had seen in the video games he used to play. The second his fingers removed it from its hiding place, the ground gave a low hum, like the earth itself was clearing its throat. Then came a whirl of wind, twisting around his boots, climbing higher till it roared. And before Owen could take so much as a breath, the world dropped clean out from under him. Owen awakes. He looked around and realized he was now on a floating island in the sky, but it was no sky he'd ever seen. The air was pleasantly warm and always humming. Above him, the source of the hum was massive rings rotating in slow spirals. Giant archways dotted the pristine island landscape, each one shimmering with light. He stood up, squinting into the strange, new, bright but sunless horizon. He looks down at the intricate tee pad he was lying on. Holy shit, this must have cost a mint, he whispers out loud to himself, and suddenly realizes the back end of the tee pad is on the very edge of this floating island. Owen could see other islands in the seemingly endless sky that surrounded him, but could not make out any details. There are dozens, if not hundreds, of them. There is a sign at the front edge of the tee pad where he stood, but he could not read the language. He could make the whole design and saw a basket in the distance, as depicted on the sign. A chilly wind shot briefly across the landscape, and then, off to his left, something appeared and watched him for a moment. This tall figure approached, cloaked in flowing robes, eyes calm, voice like distant thunder wrapped in silk. "You've been chosen and crossed the veil, thrower of discs," the figure says calmly. "Welcome to Erilith, realm of the Sky Trials." He followed his statement with a respectful bow. "Is this a dream, or did someone sell me a bad bag?" Owen calmly asked, blinking a lot as if it was going to wake him up somehow. "All this is on purpose," said the figure as he gestured out towards the course before them. "The disc Morna deemed you worthy enough to bring you here." The figure points to the wooden rune-covered disc lying on the ground at Owen's feet. When he reaches down and picks it up, it changes from wood to a sleek white material that he is unfamiliar with. "You do know I suck at this game, right?" He looks back at the figure, which has very plain but powerful manly features. "The disc Morna has chosen you for a reason." The figure pauses for a moment, then continues. There are 9 trials before you that will determine whether you are indeed deserving and can rise and become a thrower of Morna. Do you wish to proceed and become Owen Thrower of Morna? Owen stares at the figure for a moment and then looks out at the alien course before him. Do we have to stop every 5 minutes and watch an advertisement? He smirks. What is an advertisement? The figure asked, leaning in slightly. Never mind, I'm game. Let's do this. The white disc shifts its form slightly in Owen's hand and becomes one of the most comfortable discs he has ever held. He tosses it up in the air, adding some spin to recatch it as it drops. The spin causes it to emit a faint jet engine sound. Once the disc is back in his hand, it pulses slightly, apparently pleased with Owen's choice to proceed. Oh, this is gonna be badass, he says, looking to the figure, who, after a brief moment, bows one more time before they begin.